make that a reality. And what I'm saying for you is that when this excitement wears off in about another week or so, and the gyms empty out, and the diet plans fall away, and the bad money habits come back, and the toxic patterns come back into place in people's lives, and they're confused, they don't realize that they've been emotional, but they haven't been disciplined. And I don't rely on emotions. I always tell people there are a lot of things I don't feel like doing, but it's not about what I feel like doing. It's about the disciplines that I've established in my life. And because they are such strong disciplines, that is what empowers me to keep going and to get things done. Right now, most people are making New Year's resolutions. And while I do not have a problem with, um, I don't have a problem with people making resolutions. There's nothing wrong with that. I do not set resolutions, and I'm much more focused on creating the rhythm that will produce results and radical change in my life. Uh, I have never been one to believe in resolutions. I have clear goals. I have clear outcomes that I'm looking to achieve in a year, but never resolution. And a lot of people think in days and weeks and months. As a revolutionary thinker that is respected around the world for the work that I do, everybody knows that I think in decades. I think in 20-year increments. So people are trying to figure out what they're going to do for 12 months, and there are goals that I'm working on that take 20 years to get to. And there is a 20-year life vision that is being wrapped up, and then there's a 20-year life vision that's being instituted. So a lot of people, bless their hearts, they're struggling to get goals from day to day and week to week and month to month. And I'm thinking 10, 20 years out on some things that I'm setting in motion. That's what I say. It's not that there's anything wrong with how they're doing it. What I'm saying is that really we shouldn't have to come up with so many new goals for every year. You should have some things in motion that you're working on over a sustained period of time that may carry you through a number of years. And it's not that you're failing or not making progress, it's just that the magnitude of that goal requires you to give a little more focus, attention, and energy because you're working on something larger. And I'm not going to stay there. And that brings me to the theme of today's show. I want to talk to you about starting the year off right. First things first. This is going to be really good. Um, I want to excavate for you the law of first. This is going to be a very interesting episode because normally, when I start the year off right with this series to help you in the new year, I just immediately go into goal setting and tactical things. And as I really have been taking some time just for Jamil over the last few days as we started this year, it dawned on me that people need a little more help than just setting goals. They need to really establish some things in their lives if they're going to be successful this year. And that's why I really want to just pour into you for the time that we have and to give you some things that I believe can help you on your journey to success. So here we go. Um, what you establish first sets your focus and ultimately decides where you finish. Write that down. What you establish first sets your focus and ultimately decides where you finish. So, like I said, the last few days I have been very focused. To some people, uh, probably too focused. If they're looking for me in certain places, I'm not there. Thank God for scheduling tools on social media because I have almost been non-existent on those platforms in the last few days. I have just really been laser focused on vision, laser focused on goals, laser focused on strategy, and most of all, laser focused on execution on some things for 2025 and beyond. And so, what I'm saying to you is that what you establish first sets your focus and ultimately decides your finish, where you finish. And as you embark upon 2025, I want you to get first things first in your life. And I know some of you may be listening to me like, Jamel, what are you talking about? What do you mean by first things first? So give me a moment. Before you can try to go after big goals and realize your full potential, you need to take some time and get clarity about your life. I feel like we do people a great injustice every year because we tell them to make resolutions or set goals or have a vision for your life. And there's nothing wrong. If you follow my work, you know, I believe in vision. I believe in you having a vision. And so many of the things that I have achieved in my life have been the result of vision. But I also know that before I ever started to unpack that vision and to write that detailed vision out in increments of time, I also understand that I had to have clarity. And a lot of people, yes, we've crossed into 2025, but they are carrying so much emotional baggage, psychological baggage, spiritual baggage, traumatic experiences, unresolved hurt, deep seated pain, emotional wounds, trauma bonds. There's so much that people, they've come into another year, but they still got all of this stuff. And so they think because the calendar is new, that things are just going to be different in their lives. But you got to get clarity. You got to deal with the junk in your soul. You got to deal with the toxicity in your mind, your emotions, all of these things that have the ability to derail your success and to hijack your vision and what it is that you want to accomplish. So I really want you to take some time over the next week getting clarity about your life. Matter of fact, in your breakthrough journal, spend some time writing, what do I need to get clarity about in my life? I say I want to accomplish this. I say my goal is to do this. My dream is to do this. My focus is to become this. But what am I lacking clarity about that has the ability to become a constraining force to those things being accomplished in my life? And I want you to write in detail in your journal about that so that you can gain some clarity about your life. This is what I know. Clarity is what breaks cycles, unlocks capacity, and ultimately empowers you to manifest change in your life. Write that down. Clarity is what breaks cycles, unlocks capacity, and ultimately empowers you to manifest change in your life. If you attempt to start this cycle without clarity, the result will be confusion, frustration, and ultimately failure. Like I said, there is a new calendar. We've stepped into a new year, but a new year with an old you and an old mindset is just going to get more of what you got in 2024. And so, what I'm telling you is to take the time to get clarity about your life so that you can really maximize the moments of 2025. This is what I know to be true. Everything that you create and construct in your life must begin with clarity. Everybody that works with me, everybody that knows me will tell you I don't attempt any project, any endeavor, anything in my life without clarity. And I talk to so many people, they're always in a rush. Got to do this now. I want to do this now. Let's do this now. And there's nothing wrong with it. I believe in the power of urgency, but I believe that urgency without clarity will only send your life backwards. Write that down. Urgency without clarity sends your life backwards. So they go full steam ahead only to be knocked back 30 steps because they never had the clarity to begin with. And they never see the progress and the results and the change that they want to see happen and manifest in their lives. Clarity sets the tone, shapes the theme, and ultimately sets transformation in motion. And so, the question that I want to ask you today is what do you need clarity about in order to write a new chapter in your life? It's 2025. We've all talked about it. You planned, you celebrated, you rung in the new year. And here we are on January the 4th, 2025. What do you need clarity about in order to write a new chapter in your life? I don't know what that looks like for you. I know what it looked like for me. I know that going out of 2024, there were some things that I had to just cut all the way off. I know that going out of 2024, there were some non-negotiables. There were some terms in regards to relationships that needed to be reestablished and renegotiated. I know that there was some mindset shifts that had to happen. I'm not going to go all the way into everything, but there are certain adjustments that needed to be made coming into 2025. And that's why I've come into this year with such laser focus, with such a locked in mentality, because I understand what it's going to take to be successful. And so, what do you need clarity about in order to write a new chapter?